All right, welcome. This is Kristen Baker. Welcome to today's presentation, 5 shifts to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients. It's so great to have you here. We are going to dive right in because I have some fantastic content for you today. So let's talk about who this is for. You are in the right place if you are a service-based entrepreneur. This is someone who sells and delivers your own services, so not somebody else's, and you have the ability to package and price your own services. So this would be somebody like an image consultant, an interior decorator, a coach of any kind. And you're somebody who wants a practice full of soulmate clients only, and you want to grow your business to the 6-figure mark and beyond. So if this describes you, pay very close attention because this is going to be the best 60 minutes you have spent working on your business. So in the next 60 minutes, here's what you're going to cover. Here's what we're going to cover. Number 1, how to get clarity on your soulmate clients. Now, this is a secret technique that no one else is teaching, so you can attract only them. I'm going to teach you how to repel needy, demanding, critical clients who constantly ask for extras and freebies and leave you feeling drained and exhausted. We're going to cover why low prices are actually hurting your clients and what to do instead. And we're going to talk about what it really takes to attract only high-quality leads who value you and can afford whatever rates you want without complicated, confusing marketing tactics and strategies. And here's my promise to you. On this masterclass, I'm going to give you a step-by-step strategy to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients and close them into a 4 or 5-figure premium package within 24 hours of meeting them. But before we get on to the good stuff, let me check in with you and just real quick and see where you're at. So does any of this sound like you? Have you hit an income ceiling in your business? Are you tired of sacrificing all the little things? Do you want to upgrade your lifestyle, but the idea of taking on more clients just means more work, more exhaustion, and more money that you just have to give to the IRS? Do you attract prospects who just want free advice? Tire kickers, people who can't afford your rates, and they waste your time with endless questions. Do you attract prospects that take weeks, months, years of follow-up to close? And are you worried that if you can't really get this business to the success you want and that you need to replace that previous full-time income, you're going to have to go back and beg for your old day job where you are underappreciated and undervalued? Or perhaps even worse, you're worried that your significant other is starting to get resentful that you're not contributing. Do you find it really frustrating that your competitors are making more money than you and they aren't even as good as you? Are you tired of hearing them rave about their amazing clients? Meanwhile, yours have unrealistic expectations of you and they're constantly asking for extras and discounts. Do you wish that you could take time off for vacations guilt-free? Do you feel exhausted and drained after work, unable to be present with your family and your friends because your clients are taking so much out of you? And are you tired of struggling to attract high-ticket, ideal soulmate clients who actually pay you what you're worth, allow you to shine, and value your expertise? Now, if any of this sounds like you, I have good news because none of those are actually the real problems. They're just the symptoms. The real problem is that you haven't made what I call the shifts. And we're going to talk about those in a second, but for right now, just know that once you make them, you get to only accept high quality soulmate clients who appreciate you, value you, they're happy to pay whatever your price is because they feel lucky that they found you. They become walking billboards for your work. You get to deliver your services in a way where you feel energized, lit up, and inspired. And you get to leave work feeling relaxed, fulfilled, and fully present for friends and family. You get to say no to non-ideal clients. You get to let go of clients who complain, who are demanding, who are needy, without worrying that you're going to lose the success that you've created or stop your momentum. You get to feel relaxed at work so that you don't need so much vacation time, but when you do go on vacation, you get to go in style and you go guilt-free. You get to have influence in your industry. You get to reach out, collaborate with the best of the best in your industry. You get to spend time at work indulging your creative ideas, mastering the delivery of your service to your clients. You get to finally make consistent $10,000 a month, even hit your first $15,000 or $20,000 a month. Plus, you actually feel good and at ease spending money on yourself, on your business, on others. And you get to make a real difference in your prospects and your clients' lives and feel in alignment with your true purpose. Now, before we go too much further, just let me take a couple seconds to introduce myself so you know who I am and why you should listen to me. So I've been in sales for nearly a decade. I've closed over $100 million in sales for my clients. My average contracts were around $1 million. So not only do I bring that background and experience to my teaching and to my clients, but I also have a master certification in Jungian spiritual psychology, life, and money coaching, where I spent 2 years being trained in the latest research of neuroscience and positive psychology. So really the personal psychology of success. But really the way that I discovered these 5 shifts was from a decade of high-ticket sales. Now, during my decade of high-end sales, I was personally mentored by some of the top producers in the country, consistently top 10 year after year, and I watched them make millions of dollars for themselves and their clients over and over again. And I also watched them side by side, mediocre producers who struggled to close $40,000 a year. And I studied the difference. I studied what the top producers were doing differently to acquire and close multi-million-dollar, $500 million contracts. And so when I combined that with what I learned from my top producing mentors in sales with the high-end mindset training I received, I discovered not only the tactical and strategic differences, but also the deeper psychological factors at play that really separated the consistently top producers from the consistently mediocre performers. So I started testing these in my business and with my clients, and the results were astounding. I mean, my clients went from $120 an hour to closing multiple $1,500 contracts within 6 weeks of working together. I had clients go from $150 contracts to $15,000 contracts in 6 months. So I realized that there were 5 key shifts that you need to be able to attract and convert soulmate clients consistently. And I'm going to walk you through all 5 of these in this session today. So shift number 1 is that you need to identify your soulmate clients. So, it's funny. I worked with a woman. She had a list of 15 people. She was making 6 figures a year. But I know entrepreneurs who have a list of 9,000, 16,000, who are barely making ends meet. Now, what's the difference? This is crystal clarity on your target client, okay? So if you know your target client inside and out, you can find them anywhere. You can find them in an airport, in a grocery store. You can ask them a few questions and you can have a new 4 or 5 figure client within 24 hours. If you can't do that, you don't know your target client well enough. You could have a small list, a small social media following. You could be leaving thousands and thousands of dollars on the table because you don't know how to speak to them and you don't know how to close them. Not to mention if you actually have a big list or following, right? You're sitting on a gold mine there. So you have to know your target clients inside and out to make good money, okay? This is the bare minimum. Knowing your soulmate clients, though, now your soulmate clients are a subset of your target clients. And I'll tell you what, there are plenty of people making decent money working with their target clients. So really, even pretty good money. And I was one of them in my former sales career, but people making great money in their purpose are serving a subset I call soulmate clients. So that's when you get to make great money, doing work that lights you up day to day, feeling appreciated, valued, seen for your true, authentic self, your greatest gifts and strengths. And when you work with soulmate clients, your business is serving your purpose. And money becomes a tool of your purpose, not your master. It means you get to have people apply to work with you. Invitation only, high ticket offers. It means that you attract committed people that can easily afford your rates. It means you have zero competition because you're serving only the people that you are meant to serve. And when you have that level of clarity, every person that you're adding to your community, not only can you convert them and get a great ROI, a return on your investments, on your efforts, but you're going to build a business that actually fulfills you and serves you and your unique purpose. And it is easier and more risk-free to continue to grow your business, to scale your marketing and sales efforts. But if you don't know them well enough, and I have seen so many people struggle here, settle here, You will waste huge amounts of money, huge amounts of time, struggling to build a list, or maybe you'll get lucky and you'll build a list, but it never converts, or you're attracting people who can't afford to work with you. They're demanding, they're needy, and people who, even though your service is amazing, and even though it's designed to get them results, they won't get results because they complain and they don't put in their part. And I have a feeling you didn't start your business to settle for clients who don't value the amazing work that you do. So there are a lot of layers, to correctly identifying your soulmate client. And I take my clients through that step by step to make sure it's exactly spot on, because it is critical. It is a critical foundation to building a business that is both profitable and fulfills you. But today I want to share with you the very first step, and it's a critical distinction that I don't see anybody else talking about. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to look at the kind of work you want to be doing with your soulmate client, focusing on the work, not the kind of person. Now, most people start by choosing the kind of person based on who they think would be fun to work with, who they think can afford it, who they think values their offer. And listen, eventually these things are important to think about, but they shouldn't be the first step because there are too many assumptions that may or may not be true. I see this time and time again. And if you limit yourself here, you're most likely going to miss your true soulmate clients. You're most likely going to end up settling. So you're not choosing between quote unquote business owners or moms because of who you think they are. You're choosing what's the difference between the work of helping a business owner succeed versus a mom. And which work do you enjoy more? Which do you want to become a deeper expert in? So the question is, if you're a photographer, are you more interested in shooting and editing infant portraits or authentic candidates at weddings? The question is not, do I like dealing with brides or parents of infants more, right? Not who is more fun or who do I think can afford it, but what work really lights me up. Okay, so focus on the work, not the person, which you enjoy more. So which you want to become a deeper expert in, what makes you feel strong. This is about sharing yourself, your gifts authentically, who you are. The work that makes you feel strong, the expertise you devour naturally, easily, the mastery you do in your sleep. Now, in shift number 4, so, wait for that. I will explain why, if you choose based on who you think is better, you're going to limit yourself and most likely you're going to settle unnecessarily. But the bottom line is this, okay? So if you love working weddings, work with brides. And when you do the work that I'll teach you in shift number 4, you're going to stop attracting bridezillas and you're going to start attracting brides that adore you and they're happy to pay your premium prices. So again, this is really critical in attracting the right people. So I'll tell you a story about one of my clients. My client Liz, she came to me as a generic travel agent. So before working with me, she was struggling to close $150 contracts. Her business was in the red. She was investing heavily in marketing that wasn't getting a return. She was attracting clients who didn't really value her. Now, when she went through my proprietary soulmate client process, we realized she was passionate about, she was strongest in, she was an expert in travel for large families, cultural European experiences. So versus, cruises and beach vacations, right? She was really an expert in coordinating all their personalities, all their interests into this amazing experience. So she started marketing herself to that outcome, to that soulmate client. She was able to raise her prices and she closed her first $15,000 contract within 6 months of working together. And now she averages $3,000 to $5,000 contracts. She doesn't take anything less than that. Now her marketing costs are also about 10% of what they used to be because she knows who her soulmate clients are, so she knows where they are, she knows what to say to draw them in. We also streamlined her process so she can take on even more clients without more hours in the week. And when she used to spend 6 months working with a client, now she has their trip planned in 6 weeks and she spends about half the amount of time that she used to get it planned. Most importantly, she's also happier at her work. Her clients adore her. They value her unique expertise. They gladly pay her high rates. They don't complain or ask for discounts or extras. She gets to plan trips that she loves. They are unique, custom adventures. Now, one last thing is she also is someone who started with a very small list. I believe it was less than 200 people. It was also from a previously unrelated business. And because she was so clear on who her soulmate clients were and knew how to speak to them, she was able to convert many of those people into clients and referral partners. So really powerful stuff here. All right, let's talk about shift number 2. You need to create an irresistible premium offer. So in order to reap the real rewards of working with soulmate clients, you must be committed to serving people at the highest level. This has to be a non-negotiable for you in your life and your business, which means you need to get the help you need to get, the tools, the skills that you need to serve them at the highest level. And crafting an irresistible premium package is a major part of that. So before you go out and market to them, you need to be really clear on what you're going to sell them and how you will uniquely serve them. So the first and most important step to truly serving them, truly helping them, is to focus on the outcomes that you provide. And then you want to decide a price to help them reach those outcomes. So what that means is that once you've identified your soulmate client, you need to identify the outcome they want and how the work you do helps to solve it. So, let's say you're a corporate photographer. Well, the work you're doing is not just handing over pretty photos. The outcome you're helping them achieve is to get more quality leads on their sales calls, because now with the work you're doing, their branding has positioned them as higher quality in the marketplace, right? So if you're an image consultant for moms, you're not just helping them buy clothes or organize their closet. The outcome you're helping them get is to more authentically connect in their friendships, because now their outsides match their insides. They feel more comfortable in their skin, so thus they can connect with friends, right? That's the outcome. So you need to create an offer based around that outcome. Now, focusing on outcomes, it really helps your soulmate clients connect with you and work with you more easily, because if you are focused on your process, whether that means you teach them to be gluten-free or how you help them clean out their closet or, whatever, you're doing your prospects and your future soulmate clients a disservice, because you're not helping them connect the dots. You're not helping them connect with what they see in their face, what they want, with what you do. You're making it way too hard for them to find you and to work with you. So when you're focused on the outcomes, this makes not only sales and marketing better, but it also allows you to get the right kind of training that you need to continue to help them, to continue to add more and more value and expertise. And that allows you to stand out from the competition even more. So for example, if you specialize in graphic design for fashion bloggers versus corporations, it's going to be very different. The outcome that a fashion blogger wants versus a corporation is going to be very different. How a fashion blogger makes sales from graphic design is different than the specific corporation that you're going to be working with. So how can you add to your expertise to make your graphic design help them make even better sales? What training will help you increase your expertise there? Versus, if you're targeting medium-sized corporations and the graphic design is going to help them get higher quality leads for their sales team, what kind of training and experience can you get to help them reach that outcome? Because while your competition is over there focusing on how to make a better logo, your clients are going to be actually getting results. So the more you know your outcomes, the more you know how to fill the gaps in your expertise. And the better and better that you get. And so you don't need to be like a end-all be-all expert at this point, but you can start focusing on those outcomes today, selling people into these premium packages today, while getting better and better and better over time. So the next thing you need to do is to price your offer. And so again, you want to price your offer to help your clients achieve the outcomes that they want. So that means that you have to charge a premium price, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, because low hourly rates are really a disservice to your soulmate clients. Here's why. Number one, they want to pay for the outcome. They don't want to have to figure out your hourly rate. They don't want to have to figure out how many hours they're going to need you to reach their outcome. They don't want to have to figure out how often they should work with you. They don't want to micromanage the outcome. They don't want an employee. They want a consultant, a guide, an expert. And furthermore, when all your time is spent with people working at low rates, you don't have any time and you don't have any extra money to continue to perfect your craft, to get better and better at it, which ultimately is going to help your clients get better results, better outcomes faster, and with less sacrifices. So not to mention, your clients actually get better outcomes the more that they spend. So this is, when you think about it this way, who do you think is more likely to lose weight? So one person just spent $5,000, they're getting the top quality health coaching and personal training, and another person is paying a personal trainer $100 per session. Who's showing up for sessions? Who's canceling them? Who's putting them off? Who's eating sugar in between and who's not? So who's really getting the outcome most quickly? Who's really in it to win it? Now, there is a warning here, okay? You cannot just go out and raise your price. You will get endless objections. In order to raise your price and actually get it, your messaging and your mindset must be aligned. Without those things, you will get objection after objection. It won't even matter what your price is. So in order to really serve your clients at the highest level, you have to be committed to learning how to raise your prices, learning how to do it, learning how to get the right skill set, the right mindset to raise your prices in order to really serve your clients at the highest level. So bottom line, I talk to people all the time who tell me that they want to help people, but only a small percentage of people's actions are actually in alignment with that. And that small percentage, they're actually making a great living and a big impact. But most people are more committed to staying in their comfort zone than helping people. Most people are more afraid of rejection than helping people. They are more committed to making their ego feel good or being liked or people pleasing. So you have to ask yourself, what am I more committed to? So in order to truly serve your soulmate clients, you must be committed to helping them reach outcomes, getting the best experience and training in the industry, learning how to speak your client's language so that you can actually impact and influence them and help them make a real change. So now that doesn't necessarily mean you only do one-on-one with people, by the way. There are plenty of ways to leverage your time, still deliver amazing, high-quality, outcome-driven services. And if that's something that you want, maybe that's something that I can help my clients determine for themselves and their desired, goals and business model. But to truly help people, your offers must be designed to get outcomes, both in the structure, the way you structure them, and in the pricing. And you must be committed to learning how to do that. Shift number 3, it's time to talk about find them and close them in 24 hours with 3 simple actions. So now that you know who they are and what you're going to sell them, we need to find them and enroll them. So you need to focus on 2 things. Number 1, booking enrollment conversations. And number 2, getting them to yes on that call. That's it. Super simple. All right. Nothing more complicated than that. So the enrollment conversation is something I teach my clients. It's a structured one-on-one call where you determine if it's a good fit to work together. And this is critical to closing people inside 24 hours because the call itself builds trust very quickly. Prospects feel heard, understood, and you've personally reassured them that the offer is designed to help them get the outcomes that they want. So listen, I know some people have phone resistance before working with me. It's totally normal before working with me. But what I do is I teach my clients a really simple structure that has you feel 100% in service to your prospects. And this also allows you to actually qualify them and ensure they're a good fit for you, because remember here, we are not settling for anything less than your soulmate client. So the goal is to get them to yes on the phone if they're a good fit and get paid on that call. Super simple, all right? Now, how do we get people into those enrollment conversations? 2 simple steps, 2-part marketing strategy. Number 1, you want to personally invite them into an enrollment conversation. Simple. It just means that we create a list of people that you want to reach out to and you individually invite them into an enrollment conversation. So in my programs, I teach my clients who to invite, what to say, how to invite them in a non-sleazy, non-pushy way, 100% in service, but connect with people who are ready for real solutions right now. What happens is that some soulmate clients, they're ready right away to get help. They don't need months or years or weeks to be warmed up. They want a solution now, yesterday even. So you want to personally invite them into an enrollment conversation. The way I structure and teach the enrollment conversation, you can close the coldest of leads if they're ready and if they're truly a good fit. So just keep it super simple. Now, in order to do that, like who are you talking to, right? So most of my clients do come with some existing audience. It can be very, very small, but most people, what I find is that they typically underestimate what they're bringing to the table. And I'm telling you, like 100 people, 50 people, 20 people, whatever. We can start with it. We can work with it. And I've had people tell me that they have no email list. A few days later, a few weeks later, they realize that they do have an old list that they've completely forgotten about, or prospect list from a completely different business that with the right wording creates a few new premium clients and referrals. So First step is to check your existing database. Are there any contacts in there you might be forgetting about? An email list, social media following, past prospects, or client list? Even if it is very, very small, like I said, 10, 20, 50, 100 people, once you know how to communicate with your audience differently, you can book enrollment conversations with your current community easily. So pull out the potential soulmate clients from your database to connect with right away. What to say is something I teach my clients, but reach out to them one-on-one and invite them into an enrollment conversation. Listen, if you truly don't have a list at all, you can easily build one from scratch, because the clearer you are on who your soulmate clients are, this becomes really easy. Like, you know exactly where they are, right? So if you're a wedding photographer, for example, you go and connect with them at wedding shows. But now you know if you've done that before and it hasn't worked, now you know what to say. Now you know how to invite them. Now you know what you're bringing them into, which is an enrollment call. You can also network, if you're more comfortable online, you can network with them in Facebook groups around wedding planning, right? So again, when you know what to say and then you know how to enroll them in an enrollment conversation, some of the things that you've tried before will start working. So that's really important. But when you know how to talk with them one-on-one, you should be able to easily determine if they're a good fit, so you can invite them into an enrollment conversation immediately. Super simple. All right. Now, this level of high-touch marketing, it is not sustainable long-term, so I want to be really clear about that. I don't recommend that my clients do it forever. Sometimes it's literally a matter of weeks. But in the beginning, it is critical because it helps you do a few things. Number one, you get to know your clients so well. Those soulmate clients, you know them inside and out, so that when you go do more leveraged marketing, bigger scale marketing, you're really clear on who they are, who you want to attract, and what to say to get their attention and draw them out. Number two, you get to connect with real, viable soulmate prospects in days, not months. And number three, because you're inviting them into an enrollment conversation, you can close them within 24 hours. It's the fastest path to bring people in and to convert them into premium packages very quickly. So you could talk to 5 people, close 3 of them into a $3,500 package, and now that's nearly $11,000 in a matter of days or weeks, not months. So keep it really simple. The second strategy we're going to do to get you even more enrollment conversations with potential soulmate clients and have more consistency in your pipeline is a few simple, high-quality pieces of content each month. So for people who do need a little bit more warming up, because some people do need a little more warming up, and this is going to help you create that consistency in your pipeline. So all you're going to do is really a handful, not a lot. We're not drowning in content creation. It's a handful of strategic, high-quality content each month in strategic places. And again, this is something I teach people how to do, so that if you've tried it before, you will get different results when you know exactly how to do it and what to say. It's very specific, very step-by-step. But when you do that, what's going to happen is that new and old leads will instantly see you as an expert. You're going to build your own confidence. Now, this is critical to raising your prices and converting at higher ticket levels. So, whether you're starting at $1,500 and you want to go to $3,000 or whatever, you do need to build your own confidence to get to that next level. And finally, it's going to produce applications for you on almost autopilot to enrollment conversations of people who want to work with you. So people are going to see this content. They're going to start to reach out to you for enrollment conversations where you will close them into premium packages. Awesome and super duper simple. So beyond these 3 actions, everything else I do with my clients is really about helping them, everything else that I do is about making these actions more effective, more impactful, higher converting, and with better soulmate clients, okay? So we don't add any more to-do lists. We keep the actions minimal. We focus on making the efforts stronger, honing the skills and the mindset, because everything else is busy work. It's unproductive time. This high-touch marketing approach, it really allows you to get to know your soulmate clients in and out and close them very quickly. So again, this is not forever, because as you master these skills, and it could take a few weeks, it could take a few months, and you get clear on what's working, you can start to leverage and automate your marketing and sales. You leverage your time, you get more visible, you scale your business, you can expand on what's working because you actually know what's working. So listen, if you don't focus on these 3 things, if you waste a bunch of time building a website, perfecting social media profiles, building fancy funnels, launching low-ticket programs, you're probably going to waste years making little to no income, spinning your wheels in dead-end tactics, some of which are also extremely expensive, by the way, and you're not going to help anyone. And listen, it is totally normal if you've been doing these things. It's not your fault. Most marketing teachers are telling you to waste months and years building an audience that you have no idea if they're ever going to convert or if they're even ideal clients. But the good news is that you can stop all that today. You can simplify your marketing. You can focus on these 3 action steps, making them better and better. And in doing that, you can close 4 or 5-figure contracts in a matter of days or weeks, not months. And you get really clear on who that soulmate client is so you can attract only him or her as you build your business going forward. So this is what we're talking about, is no more hustling, but no more hiding in busy work either. So last thing I want to share is my story about this. So when I first started my business, I was real nervous, right? I was struggling to sell a $35 e-course. You know, I spent months on my website. I constantly changed my copy. All the while, I was still trapped in this day job that really wasn't aligned with my strengths. But when I finally started focusing on these 3 simple action steps and these 3 action steps alone, I put myself out there. I started talking to people with the help of, of experts. And when I, mastered the skills and the mindset with the help of experts, I started selling 4- and 5-figure packages. And I started really helping people. My clients took what I was teaching and they got amazing results. I got clearer and clearer on who my soulmate clients actually were and who they were not. And because of that, I was able to invest in ads, which started to convert and bring in soulmate clients on autopilot and get an incredible ROI, an incredible return on investment. And none of that would have happened if I was still, piddling around, tweaking my website, trying to sell that $35 e-course. All right, so let's recap. Number 1, you need to identify your soulmate clients. Number 2, you need to create a premium offer with a premium rate that is outcome-based. And then now you have a simple 3-step marketing plan to sell people into this premium offer. Shift number 4. Attract only soulmate clients and repel the rest. So now, once you're putting yourself out there, you're taking action in this simple sales funnel, you're not hiding in busy work, you're doing the work that you love, now you can start attracting soulmate clients and repelling the rest, because the actions alone don't do it. But they do give you an amazingly powerful mirror to see your default client patterns. Now, this is the good news, because you have to see them to be able to change them. So, I can't even tell you how many times people tell me, I can't wait until I don't have to do sales calls anymore. Or if I could just get more clients, everything would be fine. I would feel better. And I get it. But here's the problem with that. If you're feeling anxious on sales calls, if you're feeling insecure in marketing, getting more clients is not going to make you feel better. In fact, until you can consistently attract only soulmate clients, getting more clients is probably going to make you feel worse, more burned out, more drained, more sacrifices for not very much money. If you feel insecure in marketing and sales, how do you think you're going to feel when you get more clients? You feel like you're magically going to become confident and a leader? Probably not. You're probably going to be walking on eggshells trying to make them happy, answering emails at 2 a.m., triggered by every minor complaint. The fears and insecurities that you have will just magnify when they become a client, especially when you're raising your rates, especially when they're high-ticket clients, 4- and 5-figure contracts. So the great news is that when you become secure in marketing and sales, you're going to feel amazing when they become clients. You're not going to shy away from charging higher prices. You're going to be able to renew them long-term. Here's my favorite analogy. If you feel insecure and needy and you dread dating, right? So this is a dating analogy. How do you think you're going to feel in a relationship? Maybe you're going to have that temporary high, right? Then once the high wears off, you're just going to be left with the constant worry that they're going to leave you. And you're going to feel like you're going to have to morph yourself into the person that you think they want you to be so that they don't leave you. Versus feeling like you can just show up and express yourself authentically. Feel secure in the relationship. Have them adore you. So I don't want you to feel that anxiety and insecurity. I don't want you to feel it in love, and I don't want you to feel it in business. I'm pretty sure you don't want that either. So you must use marketing and sales to transform those current client patterns into soulmate client patterns. Now, the beauty of transforming your current client patterns into soulmate client patterns is not only do you change who you attract, who they are, but you also change how you feel, how you show up in the relationship with them. And when you get this step right, you are free to show up and share your gifts authentically from your heart without being needy or desperate for their approval. You're going to feel confident spending money on things you want because you have confidence you can keep making it and attracting soulmate clients. And growing your business is not going to feel like you just have to make more and more sacrifices, give more and more of yourself, but instead it's going to feel like you get to freely share more and more of your authentic self. And the beauty of that is that because of that, you're going to be able to easily break through income ceiling after income ceiling and never have to worry about money again, ever. So the first step to attract soulmate clients and repel everybody else is that you have to identify your default client patterns, your current client prospect patterns, right? So I specifically designed the action steps that I shared with you to help you see in 3D those default client patterns, because when you take the actions I described, you're not going to be able to hide from seeing your default client patterns. That's good news. You need to see them to be able to transform them. So if you find that you continue to get the same objections, the same kind of clients keep showing up in your life, the same kind of prospects, your relationship to them is similar, that's a pattern. And the beauty of a pattern is that because you created it, you can change it. But if you make the problem out there about those people, you have no power. So you have to take responsibility for those patterns. The good news is even no prospects is a pattern that you can change. So when you start to step outside your comfort zone, when you take those actions that I recommended, you get visible, you talk to people, you're going to start to see new patterns emerge that you didn't see before. Notice those patterns. They're critical. I call them creation patterns. They're the most critical components to your ability to consistently attract, convert, and retain soulmate clients. So these are very distinctly different from comfort zone patterns. All right, and comfort zone patterns are the trap I see most people get stuck in, especially if you've done personal development before, because they're trying to fix, heal, clear old blocks and wounds, right? They wait to start to grow their business until they feel good enough, until they feel ready. But feeling like you need to look for old patterns to fix them before you take action is a waste of time. If they're important, they're going to show up in the action, in the creation. If those patterns are important to change, don't you worry one bit. They will show up for you when you start taking action. You don't need to wait. You don't need to go backwards. So the key is in those creation patterns. So what that means is that if you take new action and you notice, let's say that you're easily triggered by feeling rejected. So you interpret a prospect's words, actions, inaction as rejection. It's your responsibility to notice that default interpretation. Then you need to challenge that default interpretation, which means, was that really rejection? And then you need to reinforce a new interpretation by continuing to take action. Oh, let me not interpret that as rejection. But if you stop taking action, you will reinforce the old interpretation. So you have to continue to take action while reinforcing a new interpretation. Every time that word, an action, or whatever shows up, you decide, what's my interpretation? Am I going to interpret this as rejection or not rejection? And eventually, as you do that over time, it's going to become a habit. It's going to become integrated in the way that you live. And every new habit is going to move you away from your default client patterns and towards those soulmate client attraction. But it has to happen in the action. It has to happen in creative action. The mind and the action must be aligned for you to create success. You can't just sit there thinking about it. And you can't just take action alone either, because you will continue to reinforce those old patterns. So how do you become aware of creation patterns and transform them? Well, you have to ask yourself the right questions. So as you start implementing the action plan I recommended, they're going to show up. So you want to start to notice. Who am I attracting? What kind of people am I attracting? What kinds of objections am I attracting? How do I feel in marketing? How do I feel in sales? How do I feel with my clients? What's my inner dialogue about sales and marketing? And what's my inner dialogue about my results or lack thereof? So when you notice what's showing up, this is your default pattern. If you don't like the pattern that you see, you just continue to take action and you change your interpretation along the way. You reinforce a new interpretation in the action. Now, obviously, I'm oversimplifying this, right? Like, transforming your patterns is multi-layered, and it's not something I could do justice to teaching in this short training, but once you learn the steps, it can transform very quickly, and the rewards are deep and lasting, and they pervade your entire life, all of your relationships. So there's a lot of ways that I do this with clients. When you start taking actions, as I've outlined before, the default patterns are going to emerge. They're going to emerge in your waking life. We can also see them and get deeper clarity in your dreams. Your patterns can be transformed in the action, but we can also work with visualizations, active imagination, feeling work, shadow work, and the dream work as well. So lots of ways we can use to transform those patterns. But the great news is, in order to start transforming your business to 100% only high-ticket soulmate clients, you can and you must transform these patterns in your sales and marketing efforts. And then you're going to reap the rewards of having them say yes at premium prices and getting to work with them and renewing them for as long as you want. So to recap, first you have to identify those soulmate clients. Then you have to create a premium 4 or 5 figure package based on the outcome. Then you have a simple 3-step action plan to market and sell it in 24 hours. And then you must transform those default client patterns to attract soulmate clients in the action. So before we talk about the final shift, I want to take a brief look at the implications of being able to attract and convert soulmate clients. So it means that you can have a community, you can have a list, a social media following of 100 people or less. You can draw out, if you can draw out and close 10 soulmate clients at a $5,000 initial package, that's $50,000. Now imagine that you upsell half of those people into a year-long package at $20,000. That's $100,000. So that's $150,000 in revenue with 10 clients. You could go a year before you needed to do any list building if you were able to draw out 10 soulmate clients of your list of 100 people. So it means you don't need thousands of people in your community to make 6 figures. But if you do have thousands of people, you definitely need to be making 6 figures. There's no reason you shouldn't be. Now, here's the other thing. If you only got, let's say you only got 2 new clients per month. That's 24 clients per year. And over the entire year, you sold them into an average of $10,000. That's $240,000 that year. 2 clients a month, that's it. That sounds pretty doable, right? Versus needing a list of 2,000 people, struggling to close 100 at a $500 package, people that may or may not take action, or appreciate you. And this is going to require you to spend tons of money on ads and time on list building and social media marketing consultants and all that kind of stuff to potentially non-ideal clients that may or may not close. So which one sounds easier to you and which one sounds more rewarding? So the final shift is this. Please, please, please don't DIY this. Get help from an expert. There are nuances in here that are critical to being able to really transform your results. So the American Society of Training and Development did a study on accountability, and they found the following statistics. The probability of completing a goal, if you have an idea or a goal, 10%. You consciously decide you'll do it, 25%. You decide when you'll do it, 40%. You plan how you'll do it, 50%. You commit to someone you'll do it, 65%. You have a specific accountability appointment with a person you've committed to, 95%. 95% is pretty compelling, right? So imagine the success rate if that accountability partner is actually an expert at helping you get what you want, helping you achieve what you want. So what is your goal that you want a 95% chance of reaching? Is it consistent $10,000 months? Is it your first $15,000 to $20,000 month? Is it selling your first $3,000 package? You need to make sure you have the right goal and the right micro goals. But the best way to prioritize your current resources, your time, your money, your energy, if you want soulmate clients and only soulmate clients, is to get expert help and coaching. Someone who specializes in this, diagnosing the right problems, setting the mini goals to reach the big goals. But the mind is very sneaky. It's very sneaky at distracting you, and if you don't have help, if you don't have expert help, it will trick you into settling for less than ideal clients. It will trick you into charging less than you're worth, and it will trick you into thinking that you're helping people when really you're enabling them, you're hiding, or you are more committed to being liked or being comfortable than actually helping them. So you need somebody skilled at helping you see this and stop it before you end up with a practice full of non-ideal clients who pay you peanuts compared to what your work is worth. Or if you already have that practice, you need somebody skilled at helping you transition out and not sliding backwards. So listen, if you don't hire the right person, and I know a lot of you have done this, I've talked to a lot of people who spent a lot of money, hired coaches and taken courses with no ROI. I get it, and this is why it didn't work, right? Or if you're considering who to hire, if you choose the wrong person, or if you've chosen the wrong person, they might help you make money, but it might not be work that you love day in, day out, that's aligned with your strengths. And you might build a business where you are stressed out at every launch, you are scrambling to answer emails at 2 a.m., you are not relaxed or in love with your business, and creating a business where money is your master instead of creating a business that serves your purpose and allows you to work with only soulmate clients. You know, you might get somebody who gives you unfocused advice. They give you 1,000 ideas. They leave you feeling like your to-do list is a mile long. It's overwhelming. And analysis paralysis, it will result in analysis paralysis and confusion, which leads into inaction and leads to no new results. Now, if you try to piecemeal it together with courses instead of getting personalized support, a big part of the problem is that you're probably going to misdiagnose the problem. You're going to do it out of order. You're going to be shooting for the wrong mini goal. I can't even tell you how much money I even personally spent on social media webinars before I had an actual sales funnel in place where I could use those tools to make money and attract soulmate clients. So listen, if you've already hired someone like this, and a lot of my clients tell me, this after they work with me, is that the things they learn from other trainings and other coaches, they finally started to work. They finally started to make sense. They finally started to get an ROI from them because now they finally had the foundations in place. So that's possible if you've already hired the wrong person. And I get it. Like, it's scary to feel like you're throwing good money after bad, but if you still have gaps in your skills, if you still have gaps in your business foundations, you have to fill those holes if you want to start creating the income that you want. Like I said before, people who were losing money before, they started making money when they fill in those pieces. And if you haven't done that yet, don't do it. Don't hire the wrong person. Hire the right person so you start off the right way and then you add those other skills as you need them. But your foundations, your skill set, your mindset is solid. You're making money before you add any other confusing things to the process. Now, of course, if you don't invest in help at all, you're just limited to what you know. The knowledge that's gotten you your current results. So you're limited to what you know. You're limited to what you don't even know you don't know, what your friends and family, what your significant other knows. And listen, they're not experts. And even if they have some level of skill, if they don't live and breathe this, if they don't have a track record of training and helping other people do it, there are going to be huge blind spots for you to monetize right away that you're going to miss. And I see that time and time again. And again, most people start with the wrong diagnosis of the problem, and it's a huge problem. They set the wrong micro goals to reach those bigger goals, and I see people get stuck for years, for decades, because they keep trying to fix the wrong thing. But listen, if you do hire the right person to help you, you need to find somebody that is trained in helping you discover the blind spots that you can immediately connect with and convert soulmate clients in your current sphere of influence. You need somebody who knows how to help you create a business model that's customized and unique to you and your zone of genius and your strengths. You need to ensure that you create the mindset not only to receive and make more money, but you also feel secure spending it and free to spend it. You also want to hire somebody who holds you accountable. Not to just doing all the action steps they tell you to do, but your version of success, finding and living in your unique purpose and potential, loving the results and loving the journey itself too. So when you actually do get the results that you want, you're excited and inspired to go to the next level. You're not exhausted and ready for a month-long vacation. You need somebody who's trained to deal with any resistance that comes up, because resistance is inevitable and it's actually really important. It's critical because a lot like, weightlifting, if you don't have resistance, there's no growth. But if you use it the wrong way, if you willpower through it, or you get stopped by it, you get paralyzed by it, you'll create burnout or you will create no new results. So you need somebody who's an expert at helping you navigate resistance and use it as a tool to your advantage. You also need someone who's well-versed in the psychology of high performance, potential, success, and sales. The inner game is as critical as the outer game, if not more so you can transform those default patterns into soulmate client attraction. And you also want someone who's able to stretch you to create faster, like as fast as you can create, but not with the burnout, not at the cost of burnout or hustle. So that's really, really important. Now, I really want you to think about, this is not about throwing money at a problem, okay? No. If you wanted to be a world-class piano player, you would find and you would hire the best piano teacher you could, but you'd also show up prepared, having done all the exercises and practice in between sessions to get the outcome you want. The more you put in, the more you will get out. So I also want you to see investing in mentoring and coaching, it should be seen as an investment, not a cost. The more you get in, the more you put in, the more you will get out. It is an investment. The other thing I want you to think about, and because I know that you are excellent, right? That's why you're on this website, is that you learning your craft and learning how to sell it are two very different skill sets, very different skill sets. And if you're like most of my clients who are committed to excellence in your industry, you've probably spent tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars between undergraduate degrees, graduate degrees, training programs for your expertise, okay? And you did what needed to be done to make it happen. Maybe you got a loan, maybe you borrowed money, maybe you pulled from savings, but you invested in it and you made it happen and you got resourceful because it was a top priority. It was important. And learning how to sell yourself should be viewed the exact same way. This is your purpose we're talking about, because all your education, all your tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in training and education, it will be a lost cost. It will be a sunk cost if you don't learn how to sell it, if you don't invest in learning how to sell yourself. You will be 3 feet from gold. You will be so close but so far away if you don't invest in learning the skills and the mindset to sell yourself and your services. The last thing I want to say is that I recommend that you choose somebody that you feel connected to and that you trust. Someone who has your best interest at heart, someone who really cares about your success, cares about helping you achieve the outcomes you want, and cares about helping you help your clients achieve the outcomes that they want. And you must bring to the table, you must be driven and committed to action and following the steps and asking for help when you need it. This is really, it is about being committed to excellence. So today I promised, you how to get clarity on your soulmate clients so you can only attract them, how to repel needy, demanding clients who constantly ask for extras and freebies. I taught you why low prices are actually hurting your clients and what to do instead. What it really takes to attract only high-quality leads who value you and can afford whatever rates you want without complicated, confusing marketing tactics and strategies. And a step-by-step strategy to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients. All right, so here's what you need to win. Number 1, you have to identify who those soulmate clients are. Number 2, you have to create an irresistible premium offer for them. Number 3, you have to find and close them in 24 hours with 3 simple action steps. Number 4, you have to attract only soulmate clients and repel the rest. And number 5, you have to not DIY this. Get expert help. So these 5 shifts alone are enough to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients. So now you have a choice. You can do nothing and you can keep your income where it is. You can keep sacrificing, you can keep making your family sacrifice the things that you really want, that they really want. You can keep coming home from work exhausted, drained, nothing left to give to your friends and family. You can keep attracting prospects who are tire kickers, who can't afford you, who want free advice and waste your time with endless questions, taking weeks, months, years to close into low price point packages. You can waste another 6 months hoping something's magically going to change and taking a major risk that you're going to have to go beg for your old day job back, where you were probably underappreciated and undervalued. Otherwise, why did you start your business? And potentially every single day, your significant other is feeling more and more resentful that you are not contributing. You can continue to attract clients who have unrealistic expectations of you. You can never have time off for vacations, or if you do, they're bare bones, bare minimum, and your mind is still focused on working clients. You're not really able to relax. You can continue to struggle to attract soulmate clients who really pay you what you're worth and value your expertise, or you can do something. And you can only accept high-quality leads who appreciate you, value you, and are so happy to pay your price. No matter what it is, they feel lucky that they found you, who become walking billboards of your work. You're going to be able to deliver your services in a way where you feel energized, lit up, and inspired, and you're going to leave work feeling fulfilled, relaxed, and fully present for your friends and family. You're going to get to say no to non-ideal clients without worrying that you're going to lose the success or momentum that you have in your business. You get to let go of those clients who are complaining or demanding. You're going to get to feel relaxed at work, so you don't need so much vacation time. When you do go on vacation, you're doing it in style and guilt-free. You're going to be able to have influence in your industry, collaborate with the best of the best in your industry. You're going to get to spend time indulging your creative ideas and mastering the delivery of your service to your clients. And you're going to be able to finally make that consistent $10,000 a month, even hit your first $15,000, $20,000 a month, and feel good, feel at ease spending money on yourself, your business, and others. And finally, you're going to be able to make a real difference in your prospects' lives and your clients' lives, and live your true purpose. So if this is what you want, I've set aside some time for you over the next week to talk with you about how you can apply these 5 shifts to your business. And the cost is free. But the catch is that this is not for everyone. All right, so who this is for is this is for you if you are new or experienced service-based entrepreneur and you want a full-time income in your business. So not a hobby, not supplemental income. Now, I'm not talking about, we can get you moving in the direction of working 20 hours a week and making $100,000 a year if that's what you want, but it just means that it can't be a hobby that you're happy making, $10,000 or $15,000 a year, okay? You need to be 100% committed to serving your clients with high-quality work and a lifelong commitment to excellence in your industry. You are an expert or you are an aspiring expert in your field. You have a lifelong commitment to personal development. If you don't see the value of working on the inner game, this is not right for you. Living your purpose is a top priority in your life. Your actions and your decisions are aligned with this. You're coachable, you're insightful, you're self-aware, and you take responsibility for what you've created in your life, your patterns, and you are excited to create something new. And finally, you are resourceful and you are ready to take action, making more money and attracting soulmate clients into your business today. So this is not for you if you don't know what you want to sell or you're selling a product or someone else's service. This is not for you if you don't have professional training or experience in your industry and you are only self-taught. So your commitment to excellence must be aligned with your previously investing in or currently investing in your current or continued education. This is not for you if you are only in it for the money and you really don't care about helping people. This is not for you if you blame others or your circumstances for why you can't change. This is not for you if you are constantly seeking other people's permission to follow your dreams, your spouse, your parents, your friends. And this is not for you if you want to piecemeal this, DIY it, waste your time. It's not a big deal if you spend another 2, 3, 6 months, playing around in your business. You want to try to do everything as cheaply as possible or for free. Because here's the thing, I can't help you with this mentality because you actually end up spending more time and more money and losing more money doing it that way. So this is not for you if you often let confusion, resistance, or fear paralyze you from taking action. Now, I do have a caveat to this. We all have confusion, we all have fear, we all have resistance, okay? So that's normal. But if you constantly let it paralyze you and stop you from taking action, then this is not for you. I mean, I can help you to some extent, but you do need to be able to keep moving forward and taking action. So why are we doing this, right? So on this call, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get crystal clear on your short-term and your long-term goals for your business. You're gonna discover what's been stopping you from attracting and converting soulmate clients only. And you're gonna learn what you need in place to sell enough 4 or 5 figure packages to soulmate clients to reach your income goals. Now, if you want me to help you and I think it's a good fit, I might invite you to become one of the new clients I take on this month. So if we work together, what's going to happen is that I'm going to take you through a process that I've taken my other clients through to finally identify that soulmate client, to find and enroll them into $3,000 to $15,000 packages, and to repel those needy, demanding clients who are asking for freebies and extras. And during our time together, I would expect you to sell your 4 or 5 figure package within the first 6 weeks, if not sooner, and if not multiples of those. So if that's you, I want you to go ahead right now, go to the link, click the button. You can go to the link on the screen or you can click the button. It's going to take you right to my calendar page. Just so you know, sometimes it takes a minute to load, so just wait for it to come up. You're going to choose your time zone. And then it's going to show you all the available appointment times, so just grab whichever one works best for you. And then after that, you're going to be taken to a short application form. You're going to fill it out, and then we'll get on the call at the appointment time that you picked. So it is going to be the best hour that you've spent working on your business. So go to the link, click the button. I'm really excited to speak to you really soon. So one last thing I want to leave you with is a story about one of my clients, Stephanie. So before going through my system, Stephanie was feeling really frustrated in her work. She was working an unpredictable schedule. She was being paid $16 an hour. It's a highly educated woman being paid $16 an hour. The work was stressful. Her clients were pushy and disrespectful. She said she spent many evenings locked in her room doing unpaid work while her 3-year-old at the time was begging her dad to see her in the back room while she was working. She was stressed out. She was working too hard for too little money. Like I said, this is a really smart woman, really highly educated, has a lot of value to bring to the table. The stress, she said, was affecting her relationship with her husband and her daughter. But after working with me for 6 weeks, just 6 weeks, Stephanie closed her first 4-figure contract, over $2,000, $2,150, which was 5 times her previous hourly rate. And she is worth every penny, by the way. But beyond, I mean, Stephanie is just a really brilliant, incredible woman. So beyond the money, though, Stephanie told me, she said after working together, she now believes that what she teaches has deep intrinsic value. It's a gift she wants to share with this world. She told me, I literally empower women and men all over the world to build their careers and have their voices heard in their communities and workplaces. How beautiful is that? She said, I also see now that my mindset has the power to open me up or close me off from opportunities. She said, I owned a small business in the past and I did it alone, but this time around, when working with Kristen, I noticed a huge increase in motivation because working with somebody who gave me direction and feedback and challenged me to challenge my thoughts, to challenge my motives. But for the first time in my entrepreneurial life, I didn't feel alone. She said, Kristen doesn't let you off the hook. She pushes you to the very edge of your comfort zone so you can grow yourself and your business. She said, most importantly, I love that spirituality and mindset is an integral part of her process. Sure, it's a numbers game at some level, but you have to dig deeper to reap the real rewards. And finally, she says, if someone is on the fence about working with Kristen, just do it. Only good will come from it. Just invest in yourself and believe in yourself enough to know that you will receive your investment back and then some. So I'm so excited to talk to you. It has been great spending time with you today, and I really look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.